Hello again, loved ones. This is Matt Stevens, and I hope you are doing very well. I know I am. And I wanted to talk with you today, briefly, about, I want to give you some encouragement because you hear so many people talk about how much they really do not like this life or this world. And they will point out a lot of good reasons to not like it. They will say, well, it's nothing but a bunch of greedy people. There's so much hatred. There's so much division. There's so much, you name it. And while they're not wrong, also, though, the principle of polarity teaches us that we must have all of those things. It's just like with the pendulum swing. If a pendulum swings so far to the left, then it must swing equally that way to the right. So when we see ugliness, we have to understand that means that there is an equal amount of beauty. When we see greed, we have to understand that does mean there is an equal amount of generosity. When we see hatred, we have to understand that means there is an equal amount of love. So I'm just kind of telling you that just to try to keep things in perspective. But my message really is to love your life. What I mean by that is because so many people will say, I hate it here, or this place is awful, right? And then there'll be so many people who even say, I can't explain it, but for whatever reason, I just feel homesick. When I think of my life and I think of life on earth, I just can't help but feel homesick. Like this is not where I'm from. I'm from somewhere else. Fair enough. Or this is a good one. You'll have some people who will even look to the stars and say, every time I look to the stars, I just feel a longing to return to somewhere. Okay, fine. Maybe you have had lifetimes on other planets. That's very possible. It's very possible. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that's where you're from. It might be where you came from, but it's not where you're from. Where you're from is from the source, from the Creator. You are the divine spark of the Creator, and you are a very powerful being, and you are on a mission of discovery and to learn and gain as much knowledge and experiences and maturity and all of these things. Now, this world that we're on, yes, it's very challenging, extremely challenging. It's very beautiful, but it's also very harsh. I mean, from climate to terrain to the type of, the animal kingdom, the people, you name it. In every way, there are so many extremes. And it can be hard. Yes. And it can be discouraging. But I want to remind you, you did not come here for no reason. I believe there are some reasons we all came here, like a shared goal. I believe we have a shared goal of learning to be co-creators. I don't think it's an accident that every religious philosophy teaches us that we are divine manifestors. We are co-creators. This environment is conducive to being creative. It is conducive to manifesting the life that you envision, of the life of your dreams. It doesn't necessarily mean it's easy, but it is very possible if you learn it. And also, we got to remember, we can't come into a lifetime like this, knowing that it's like, you can't come into this knowing, okay, I got to learn how to be a co-creator. Well, this is something you have to discover. Being on this mission of discovery is part of the game of life. So I believe that we share that goal all of us. But I also know that you, dear loved one, you do have other reasons for being here. You do have other purpose. You did not come here for no good reason. You were not placed here for nothing. In fact, I believe you probably came here voluntarily. And yes, you knew going into it that you would come in as a blank slate. That you would come in not knowing your true nature. You would come into this not knowing that you are the divine spark of the Creator. I mean, if you think about it, you couldn't come into this knowing that. That would be pointless. It's all about discovery. And in doing that, maturing and truly learning and growing into your own, so that you can then truly be your own spark. So anyway, loved ones, I want to encourage you to, if you look at life, if you look at this world in that way, try not to. Try not to do that. Anyway, find your purpose. Find meaning. You do have a lot of meaning for your life. You have a lot of purpose. You are an amazing and immortal, extremely powerful being. So discover that power. Discover that purpose. What is that purpose? That I don't know. It's not always easy. And in fact, it's like I was talking about on the podcast, because the podcast is a little bit more geared towards addicts, but not always. I mean, I've kind of gotten away from it. But anyway, so with addicts, a lot of times when they get sober, they've been on drugs for so long, when they do get sober, they don't even know. It's like, I don't even know who I am. I've been doing that for so long that I don't even know. It's like, well, that's good and bad, depending upon how you look at it. It's good in that, okay, so you can redefine yourself. You can recreate yourself anew. That part's good. But it's also frustrating because it's like, well, I don't know who I am. I don't even know what I like because I've been doing that for so long. Anyway, to that, I recommend meditation. I always recommend meditation. For so many reasons, meditation is always going to be something that is going to be, it's going to be a very useful tool in your life. But also, the biggest thing I guess I would tell people that outside of that would be to journal. That's the best way, in my opinion, to soul search and figure out what your purpose is, or what you're here to do. If your purpose is to lead others, great. If it's to teach others, and leading and teaching are not always the same thing. If it's to learn something, okay. Or if it's to just raise amazing children. If it's to raise amazing children who then go out and be who would then go out and become influential members in the world and lead other people to, or inspire other people to do great things, I don't know. I mean, I've said it before. If you are an artist, it's like, yeah, I'm an artist, but I work at Walmart. Okay, that's cool. You are an artist, and you happen to work at Walmart, but that's secondary. What's primary is you are an artist. Just in that example. Anyway, loved ones, I just want to encourage you to remember you do have purpose. You're not here for no reason. And find that purpose and focus on it and accomplish whatever goals you've come here to accomplish. Then maybe you can go back to the Pleiades or wherever it is you came from. I don't know. Or maybe something else. Anyway, loved ones, that's what I got. If you would, please share this with somebody that you may think needs to hear it. Definitely give me a like. And if you are watching this and you have not subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would do so. Anyway, loved ones, that's what I got. I love you, and I'll be back directly.